In this video, I'm going to show you how you can set up the new version of Google Analytics with the help of Google Tag Manager. All and more coming up. Hey there Manager Geeks, Julian here, back with another video. Today we want to talk about how we can set up this new version of Google Analytics. It's the App+Web property. It's a completely different Google Analytics that you've known from before, and it actually comes with some new cool functionality that we'll take a look at in a second. So how would you set up this new version of Google Analytics with the help of your Google Tag Manager? You might have seen in Google Tag Manager when you set up a new Google Analytics tag that there's a new tag type right here, which is the App+Web configuration and an event as well. And it asks for your measurement ID. For this, let's go over to Google Analytics to get this measurement ID. We'll simply go into our Google Analytics account. Here under the admin section, we'll go ahead and create a new property under whichever account you want to create your new property. And now we have here the web, the app, but also the App+Web version. So you can send in data from your mobile apps via Firebase and also your web tracking. We're going to set this up for the web. So let's click on this and continue. And now we give this property name. You can select your category, reporting zone, and your currency. I will just leave this untouched and create this. And now it asks us, how do we want to set this all up? Since we are on the web platform here, we'll go with web, and we simply need to put in our web page and give this stream, this data stream, a name. Now the cool thing about this new kind of tracking, it will allow us to measure certain events automatically. That means we will get information about scrolls, outbound link clicks, site search, video engagement, and file downloads, all without having to set any of these up. There's actually a menu here that we can utilize to turn certain events off. So for example, if you don't want scrolls, we can just leave this off and save this. But for our demonstration purposes, I would like to leave this on. We'll create a stream, and we here have now our stream with the stream ID and the measurement ID. So we can just copy the measurement ID and go over to Google Tag Manager and put our measurement ID right in here. We'll just go with the normal all pages tag and save this. Give this all a name and save this. And then we refresh our page, go back to our demo shop, reload that. And we see our page view tag firing inside of Google Tag Assistant. We see a global site tag firing. This is our account ID. And now in our Google Analytics, we can go over to this new stream view of real time. And voila, we see somebody from Germany just came to our page. So this already works without any extra setup. Now, as you have seen, there were some events that were automatically tracked. So if we scroll down, we should see more of these events coming through. Let's go back to our real-time reporting and go into the events tab here. And we had 3 events. You can actually go to this view snapshot. This will open up a random user that is currently on our website. Doesn't quite work for me. Here we see the different events, at least. So we see a page view that was tracked, first visit session start, but unfortunately the scroll events didn't quite work just yet. Maybe if you go to another page, we should see some data coming through. And this time we see the user event right here. So here we can see a nice timeline of what just happened, what was the interaction that happened. In our case, it was a scroll. So this also works as expected. Unfortunately, there are not many users on this website as it's a test website, so we don't see much. But this is now correctly installed, and we don't really need to enable any more events, but we could. So if you want to send something over explicitly, there is a new tag template that you have already seen. So when we go over here, we've already seen this App+Web event, and the tag configurations can be taken over from our previous tag. So we don't have to actually configure a Google Analytics settings variable. We can give our event a name and put in different event parameters. Now, what would we put in here? Like in Google Analytics before, we have an event name. You can name this whatever, and you can actually put in any parameters that you want into these fields. But in terms of the reports that are already inside of the interface, you might want to choose one of the pre-existing events that Google Analytics has defined. So there are recommended events for all sites and apps, retail and e-commerce, jobs, education sites, travel and games. Let's go for all sites here, and let's just pick one of these. Let's say we wanted to track a purchase, just like this. So there's an event name called purchase. We'll put this into the event name. And then we have a transaction ID and a transaction value and some other values. I won't fill them in now. And just for demonstration's sake, I'm going to fill in some hard-coded values. Obviously, you would utilize your variables and your data layer to fill them dynamically. But I'm just going to go ahead and test this here. We'll fire this all on a confirmation page. So page view confirm, where the page path entails order received. Give this the correct name. Let's save this. And this is our GA App+Web for our event of a transaction. Let's refresh this and go through a quick order here on our page. And we see our event fired right here. We should also be able to see this in our tag assistant. No, it's not yet updated here. I think the tag assistant doesn't have the functionality built in quite yet. So we'll need to go into our analytics dashboard here and see if there was a new event by this user. Doesn't show us something at the moment, but hopefully we should see this in this overview. So here we go, we see an e-commerce purchase, and this came from this user. This should tell us that our e-commerce purchase was reached, which also creates a goal. So this is how you can send over page views and events via Google Tag Manager. Don't forget, if you want to put this live to your users, you need to submit a version and take this live. And henceforth, you will be tracking this for all your users. Now that we have gone through an installation, let's take a look at this new version of Google Analytics and quickly scroll through some reports. I've been tracking with Measure School for a little while here, so I have a App+Web property already created. And it's quite different from what we have seen previously from Google Analytics, because this is actually based on the app version of Google Analytics, which some people know as Firebase. So this is a port of a version of Firebase Analytics to the web, and we now get all the reporting functionality. We already looked at the real-time reporting. These are standard reports, but they obviously don't have the functionality of the old version of Google Analytics, or the current version of Google Analytics, which is Universal Analytics. You would find some of the similar data in these reports, but this is far more sparse than what we have inside of the Universal Analytics. So you won't find any kind of enhanced e-commerce reports or landing page reports, as this is really based on events rather than the page view and session model that we have in the current version of Universal Analytics. One or two reports that I want to point out here are the analysis section, where we have the capability of building different reports like a funnel analysis, a path analysis. We can also look at our different audiences with this new segmentation feature set of this report, and we'll be able to explore our data just like we would inside of Data Studio with a new picker of what we want to see in our reports through this drag and drop system. So all in all, I would encourage you to try this out. you can install this right now onto your web page and track it in parallel. Should anyone give up the old Universal Analytics version and then switch over completely to App+Web, I wouldn't recommend this, as it's still quite limited, but it shows us the future to come with Google Analytics. So definitely check it out. And let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hey, that's me again. This is how you can set up your App+Web property of Google Analytics, the new version of Google Analytics with the help of Google Tag Manager. Let me know what you think about this new version of Google Analytics. It's quite half-baked, but it's quite interesting to see the steps that they make forward and go away from that model of the page views. So I'd love to hear from you as well. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't yet, then consider subscribing to our channel right over there, because we bring you new videos on data, tracking and analytics, Google Tag Manager every week. My name is Julian. Till next time.